But after the ultrasound to determine the baby's gender, Andrea and Jason Fabrizio of Roseville, Michigan, were given some troubling news.
When I got the call that she had a heart defect, I was scared. I didn't know what to think.
Baby Kenna had TGA, or transposition of the great arteries, which occurs when the two main arteries of the heart, the pulmonary artery and the aorta, are switched in position, or transposed, resulting in too little oxygen in the blood. It afflicts about 5 out of every 10,000 babies born in the United States and can be fatal if not corrected surgically.
It's not something that you hear every day. You know, it's not a normal issue that we've ever heard of. So we were lost. We had millions of questions to ask, and at that moment in time, didn't have anybody to answer our questions for us.
The Fabrizios were referred to Dr. Hal Walters, Chief of Cardiovascular Surgery on staff at the Children's Hospital of Michigan. Dr. Walters has performed surgery on hundreds of children with Kenna's particular heart defect.
We do an operation called an arterial switch operation. And in this operation, we restore pretty much normal anatomy. So what we do is we divide the lung artery, we divide the aorta, and we switch their position so that the lung artery will now come off the right ventricle, the aorta will now come off the left ventricle.
The first time I met him just put me at such an ease that I felt like, oh, he's got this, we're in good hands.
Andrea and Jason decided to give birth to Kenna at DMC Huxell Women's Hospital so she could be treated right away by the experts at the Children's Hospital of Michigan. It turns out Kenna's parents made a wise choice to deliver at Huxell. When she was born, Kenna's blood oxygen levels were so low she was rushed to Children's to have an emergency procedure to open a hole between the receiving chambers of her heart. And just a few days later, Dr. Walters performed the arterial switch procedure to fix Kenna's heart defect.
The arteries that, in Kenna's case, that supply blood to the heart muscle or the coronary arteries were really markedly abnormal. Instead of having 2 arteries, she had 3 arteries, and 2 of those arteries came off of the wrong place. And so in order to move those arteries was very, very difficult and required some special techniques.
Hearing about the coronary arteries was extra cause for concern, but I still had a complete confidence in him that he was going to do everything he could for my baby.
Despite the complicated nature of Kenna's heart defect, the surgery was a success.
I was elated when Dr. Walters said everything went smoothly according to plan, that he predicted everything would be just fine. It was definitely a relief.
2 years later, little Kenna is running around like any other active 2-year-old. She's also welcoming her new baby sister into the world.
You would never guess that she had open heart surgery. She's extremely active, very bubbly. She's not shy.
Do it again, slam dunk. She loves to color, she loves to play doctor, she loves to dance. I was surprised because I thought with the issue of the heart that she was not going to be able to do many of the activities that a kid can do. And she can run with the best of them.
I don't think there will be any lasting adverse effects for Kenna. I expect she'll have a perfectly normal life and be able to do anything that she wants to do. She doesn't seem to have the kind of personality of a little girl who's going to let anybody limit her.
My experience with the doctors, the staff, all of them, they've been nothing short of amazing.
There's not enough thanks I could give in this world. I mean, they fixed her. She's perfect. Couldn't ask for anything better.
We actually watched